Do you still do Parker's Platoon?
Yep, yeah, we still have a nonprofit. We still help vets transition. Trying to do that in many different ways. The biggest stuff's just helping them transition back into the real world. Being away and doing what they do for the time they do it. When they come home, I think the biggest stuff we hear from them is just things aren't the same. And we noticed it too, because where there was a stop sign, now there's a stoplight, and there's more people, more congestion, and more building. And when they do come home, it is quite a different feel. So we just help try to transition them either by getting them up into the hills or just doing certain things that keep their mind busy, doing the right things, and trying to keep them on track. A lot of them are really good people, and they've done a lot of things and sacrifice for our freedom. So every little bit, everything we can do for them, we're all about it.
Okay. And you still have a barbershop. Is that what I seen? Cowboy Cerrone was in there?
Yeah, we did that was our barbershop we had years ago. We want to reopen them. It was a cool feeling. The biggest thing, I think, after I retired, my wife just said, what do you miss most? And I said, really, it's the locker room, the camaraderie, having that rookie walking in and being like, come here, I heard what happened last night. I'm going to hear it from you. There's just, that brotherhood, that family mentality. And that's what our barbershop had. And, we had, veterans, we had MMA fighters, we had hockey players, we had, blue collar workers. We had everybody coming through there, and it was just a cool feeling. Everybody was the same. We're the color of water, we call it. And basically, if people have problems, then we teamwork it up and we get the job done. So it was a lot of fun, and hopefully we can do something like that, or even with our social club, moving forward, we may be able to reopen something like that we can hopefully do in most of the NHL cities, because it'd just be good to have the boys have a safe place to go and, have some fun.
So it's like an alumni almost?
Kind of. I mean, we want to do them in the cities. We want, everybody to be able to be a part of it too, as long as they're good folk, that's the biggest thing. But, we just want everybody to have a good time. We all put our pants on the same way. It doesn't really matter, really status. It's just, come one, come all, and let's all have fun. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, I like that. So taboosocialclub.com is your website, and is that what this all is that you're talking about, or what is that?
Well, that's our big company. Yeah, so we have like our rollies. So we have our rollies we do. So basically CBD, CBG, CBDA. They're non-psychoactive, non-psychogenic. Basically, you get the same effects without the high. So a lot of the stuff we've heard from people utilizing our products is for people that smoke a lot of cannabis. They're able to do these in between, and then they actually say it gives them a better high the next time they're able to use the actual cannabis joint, because of the timing and just everything that this can offer. So it's kind of the euphoria, or the mix effect that you're getting from everything. But the big thing is just feeling better. You do better, you do more, you accomplish more, you sleep well, you heal well, and then you get up and you do it again. So the biggest thing that we deal with these days is inflammation and people just feeling like shit and not knowing why. And there's a lot of stuff like sugar. There's sugar in everything, and it's an inflammatory. So, to be able to put stuff in your body that can help and give you the tools to feel better, you feel better, you do better, so it's basically just feeding off of that, and, just being able to have a good product that, everybody can utilize. So,
yeah, I wish it was like that. I might have to edit this next 30 seconds out, but I smoke a lot, like joints only, and then I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I did for like 20 years, and I drink beer. But you know how they always say that weed is a gateway drug? It's not. It's beer that's a gateway drug, and that's what makes you want to party and go live a lifestyle that you end up not going to sleep that night.
Exactly. Well, plus the inflammatory stuff you get from that, it dehydrates your brain. It's inflaming you, and oh my God, like to think all the nights that I just did my body injustice by putting that in my body, and I'm not saying that everybody can't go have fun, everybody can't figure out their own path. It is what it is. But I definitely noticed that after a while, I was like, this isn't right, and this isn't working. So why make it hard on yourself? Why not have something that helps you, gives you the proper tool that you can utilize to feel better and do better? Then you'll have that much longer of a career. So
it's also CBD, I believe, right?
Correct. Yeah. CBD, CBG, CBDA, all the different cannabinoids that give you those really good effects. Some are really good at, the inflammatory.
Feeling my knees.
Exactly. I mean, it's amazing too when you're able to utilize the product and it kind of goes right to where you need it. So like sore shoulder, like you take some puffs and you're like, oh, it just goes right to your shoulder. And the big thing about this too is it stops you from obsessing, like just thinking about it all the time and just going, oh, this hurts, oh, this hurts, oh, this hurts. So it kind of gives you a little bit of relief that way to where you're not obsessing about it. So like I said, you can get something done and just feel that much better. My biggest thing, I think, after I retired was my sense of accomplishment. I wasn't accomplishing much, and we're all about drive and getting stuff done. And so I had to find things that filled the void. And until I did that, I was like, this isn't fun. This isn't me. So I need to be busy. I need to be accomplishing stuff.
So I was at a Canuck game that you played in before. That was a Chris McAllister fight.
Oh, Big Mac.
And I was at that game as a little kid. How come you didn't beat the shit out of Messier? We all hate Messier in Vancouver. Like,
oh my God, I probably never played against him. Being on the fourth.
He was playing for the Canucks, I believe, at that game.
Oh, was he?
Unless I totally screwed up. But
yeah, I don't know if he was there or not, but I remember Big Mac. I mean, yeah. I even got to play with him in Colorado too. Great guy. And he got to play in the Dub too. I think he was Saskatoon Blades. I think he played for. But Big Mac. I mean, most of the boys that did the role are really, really good guys, and it's amazing how much of us keep in contact. Like Darren McCarty and just a lot of the guys we keep in touch with, and even though we didn't play with them, we still battled and we did a lot of stuff on the ice that we can just kind of laugh about. A few years ago, my wife actually surprised me with a dinner. She flew a few of the boys in. I think we had D-Mac come in, and we had Adam Foote, and we had quite a few of the boys, and we all just sat around a table and we're just chatting. And it's amazing the respect that you have for each other. Even all the years you battled and you may have hated that person, you can still sit across from them and say, I respect the shit out of you for what you did and how hard you played. You made me a better player. So it's amazing. After all these years, the boys sit around and, it's like we never missed a beat. So.
Yep. McCarty's a beauty too. We had him on the podcast too. So we've interviewed him before.
Yeah. D-Mac, he is a beaut.
Yeah. And then the Foots also played in Kelowna.
Yeah. Yeah. Both of them did. Cal and Noel, and then Adam actually coached there. So you had them all up there at the same time.
Yeah. See, they were like that year where I went to, back in the day, I started collecting autographs as well. So like I would go try to get the kids. You got to get them beforehand because you're not going to get them when they get to the pros. So you got to get them in the Dub. You got to try to get the kids to get an autograph. And I missed both those Foots each time. Every time I went to go see them, they skipped a game in Vancouver.
Oh, yeah. We'll hook you up, brother.
Hey, that's cool. Yeah. Okay. I watched that movie that you were in recently. The Guardians of the Ice.
The Ice Guardians, yeah.
Ice Guardians, yeah. You said something about the minors being tougher than any of the leagues. Why was the AHL tougher? Can you explain?
Oh my God! I mean, the jungle is what it is, and it's called the jungle for a reason. Everything wants to eat you and kill you. I mean, it was crazy. Playing in Hershey for the Bears, the farm team for the Avalanche. We had the Philadelphia Phantoms. We played them 12 or 14 times a year. They had everybody under the sun on that team. I mean, I could go through the list and you're thinking, who scored all the goals on their team then? So, it's amazing them. And then Kentucky Thoroughblades. And, I mean, all the teams had probably 6 to 8 killers on them. So, and everybody's trying to get to the next league. So they're trying to make an example out of you. So they get seen by that one scout in the stands and they get called up. So it's that game inside the game. And it's vicious. I mean, even having, I think back then too, we still only had one ref. You know, it's amazing the things you can get away with back in the day. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the ref looks that way and you're just freaking sawing this guy down or trying to axe him to death, you know, and it's just, it was that game, and it was brutal and it was fun because even the fans, when they showed up, and the feeling from that, it was the old barn in Hershey too. So the effects and just the nostalgia of that barn was just all about it too. So, you know, if there wasn't a shit show on the ice, there wasn't the stands. So it was like, well, it's either us or them. So it better be us, boys. So
It sounds like a good atmosphere that I'd like to be at. You know,